Now, there is a deep symbolic meaning to a square within a square, acting as if a bridge between these worlds. It is black as far as the eye can see. That's why I think of this particular orbit as, and you can see there is a sense of a duality going on there, of the darkness and the light. What's up, Final fans? It's the Warrior of Hype, and for this video, I'm going to be analyzing the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth menu screen. And as you can see, this is the save load menu, where there's no graphics in the way. It just showcases these beautiful symbols and effects. You see, I consider myself to be a creative, an artist, if you will. I got a degree in graphic design, and I love to find the symbolism things. I see there's a deeper meaning to the art. There's always a deeper meaning, a story that's trying to be told through art. And that's what I'm going to be doing for this video. I see more than just cool shapes and effects like that rainbow that you might not have noticed. But first of all, let's talk about the obvious, what's right there in front of us. And that is, oh man, we noticed this right away. We noticed the circles right away. And we might even consider these circles to be solar systems, which is not a bad assumption, especially since Final Fantasy VII, we go to the Cosmo Canyon Observatory. Space is definitely not a stranger to the story. And we can also see that there's stars within some of the, within two of these solar systems. Now, I want to disconnect your thought process of this being a solar system, and I want you to think of all of this space right now, all of this background space, as space-time. In Sephiroth Reborn's enemy intel, you can actually see this referenced directly. It says Sephiroth wants to repair fractured space-time and create eternity. That's a whole nother video, but I want you to think of all of this background as space-time, as a void of nothingness, white as far as the eye can see, as Zach would say. I want you to think of this as, let's simplify it. The life stream, the current state of the life stream. And it is nothingness. It is consciousness. It is pure consciousness flowing. So if you were to enter the life stream, most people would think of the life stream as a flowing green river. But when you're in the life stream, it is nothingness. That's why when Cloud enters the life stream, it is pure white everywhere. It is nothing. And then sometimes it's black. And we're going to talk about that in just a moment as well. But with that being said, let's not look at these as solar systems, but let's look at this as two factions within this life stream that are at war with each other. I'm talking about life stream white and life stream black, Aerith and Sephiroth. Now, in the book On the Way to a Smile, there are interludes between the chapters that are called Lifestream White, Lifestream Black, and Lifestream White being Aerith, who went into the Lifestream after she died in the original game. She was able to hold on to her form instead of dissolving into the Lifestream because she's an ancient. What she does in the Lifestream White is travel the planet to try and combat Sephiroth, who falls into the Lifestream and refuses to dissolve into the Lifestream. Sephiroth's will is so strong that he will not become part of the planet's flow, of the spiritual flow. And what he's doing is he is tainting the Lifestream. He is darkening it with despair and hatred and negative emotions. And when people die from the planet's surface and they come into the spiritual realm, Sephiroth fuels that hatred and anger, and it's slowly becoming black. It's just corrupting the live stream. Now, Aerith would go over there and try her best to try and help these people find acceptance, to become part of the planet's spiritual flow, to help them one by one, but she's being overwhelmed. She's being overrun with all this. She tries to seek out other Cetra that are in the live stream, still holding on to their consciousness, and she just can't keep up with it. Now, we go to the remake trilogy. This happens, we don't, like, there's whatever you believe, right? Whatever theory you believe in, I'm going to kind of just subscribe to the theory of, you know, Sephiroth going back, his consciousness going back to remake the timeline, and then Aerith, of course, you know, going back again to inform the Aerith of remake and all that other stuff. We won't get into that too much, but I want you to keep in mind the livestream black and the livestream white. And I think the top left circle, I'm going to call this the nucleus. This is Aerith's nucleus, her consciousness right there. And then the bottom right one with the not so strong aura, remember this Sephiroth is kind of taking over. He's not dominating the live stream, but Sephiroth, his nucleus is down there, right? So I want you to keep that in mind. So we have Aerith top left, Sephiroth bottom right, and it exists within the planet's live stream, the planet, all right, within the live stream. If you look closely in the center of your screen, you might start seeing some lines, right? You might see some lines that are kind of going all over the place. Well, let me help bring that to the forefront. This is the line that you see. This is the design that you're seeing right now. You have a gigantic diamond or square, and you have within that square is another square. And within that square, it almost seems as if it's spiraling. It is multiple squares spiraling into the center. Now there is a deep symbolic meaning to a square within a square. A square, and I'll just bring it up from here so that way you know that I'm not just making this up. This is from innerhunches.com. The square within a square symbol holds deep symbolic meaning. It represents a sense of balance, harmony, and stability, reflecting the divine order of the universe. The outer square symbolizes the physical world, while the inner square represents the spiritual realm. Together, they signify the connection between the material and the divine. Now, rotated squares, by rotating the inner squares at an angle, the symbol can convey movement or dynamic energy, suggesting change or transformation. Of course, remake. We're talking about remake, right? And you know what's crazy? This symbol is used a lot in one particular location. And you probably have guessed it based on pretty much everything about the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth menu screens. Yeah, it's associated with the Temple of the Ancients. So we can automatically kind of assume that this is of Cetran origin. It makes sense because the Cetra lived on the physical plane and were in tune with the spiritual world. This being reflective of the outer square and the inner square, right? As I mentioned before, a rotated square can convey change or transformation. So my thoughts immediately went to this being the remake trilogy. Things are being remade. The planet itself, or the timeline, or whatever you believe, it is being remade.
And kindle life's fire anew. Forget not thine ire, for it shall remake thee.
And fittingly enough, they will need to face their pasts and conquer the fears and pain that have been holding them back, and emerge from these trials reborn, emerge anew with renewed purpose. Except Cloud, who would undergo his trial in the Hall of Effigies, seemingly conducted by Sephiroth and not the temple. Another thing that I want you to take a look at in the top right corner of your screen, the top right corner of the menu is a rainbow. You can kind of see that rainbow happening, and then right at the bottom of the screen to the right of the save your game progress is another rainbow effect. The rainbow seems to be acting as if a bridge between these worlds. And the reason why I enunciate the word bridge is because, well, I mean, the Bifrost is the rainbow bridge in Norse mythology. And the rainbow bridge, or the Bifrost in Norse mythology, connects Asgard to the realm of men. It is connecting the divine, connecting the spiritual or the divine world to the physical world, to the mortal world, right? And that is why the rainbow is also associated with Aerith in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. She is pretty much the divine within the spiritual realm. She is at war with Sephiroth in the spiritual realm, but she is kind of the goddess, right? And don't tell Genesis I said that, but rainbows also are a symbol of hopes and dreams, and my god, do I have a video for you on that. But yeah, I just want to throw that out there, a little tease for you. But really, it's a symbol of Lifestream white, of what? Lifestream white, a little titanium white. The reason why I say that is because check this out. Check this out. When you play as Zack in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth and you go into his menu, you might not notice it unless you went to the save load screen, and guess what that looks like? It is black as far as the eye can see. And guess what is missing? The rainbow. There is no rainbow effect. And this all makes sense because if the rainbow is associated with hopes and dreams, and if it's associated with Aerith, and the bridge between the divine and the mortal, well, guess what? The Lifestream black is corrupt. It is not divine at all. It is corrupted, and there is no hope.
For a moment there, I thought my life might have some meaning, but it doesn't mean shit.
When you talk to people like Elmira, she's talking about, yeah, they're saying it's the end of the world. Everybody is depressed. It is not looking good. This is a world that has lost all hope except for one variable, and that is Zack. Zack, the literal personification of hope.
Well, that's where you're wrong. Want to know why? Because you mean a lot to a lot of people. So come on, man.
I think this is probably what Sephiroth meant when he was explaining it to Cloud, when Sephiroth says to Cloud,
"The planet encompasses a multitude of worlds, ever unfolding. Some quickly perish, while others endure. Yet even the most resilient worlds are doomed to fade."
they're fleeting worlds, but some will persevere. And I think he's talking about the ones that have Zack in them or Aerith in them, that Aerith trying so hard to, you know, help these worlds in quotations, find acceptance as they get back into the life stream.
So this is where you've been hiding, in a world that has accepted its fate.
And Zack over here also doing his part, has no idea what's going on, but he is literally a personification of hope. But of course, using a rainbow bridge, or just Aerith, her divine power, being able to move Zack from world to world, pulling him out of different worlds, bring him into a different one. I want to show you one more thing that maybe you've already noticed. You're like, hey, why aren't you talking about that? Let me bring it up. what about this particular orbit here? That's a little strange, right? It's not revolving around a particular nucleus. It is kind of off center. And another interesting observation would be that it is crossing through Aerith's nucleus, as if attached to Aerith, but it is being pulled and revolving around Sephiroth. That's why I think of this particular orbit as Cloud. This is Cloud, and Cloud is being pulled towards Sephiroth's gravitational pull, or whatever you want to call it. Being pulled towards Sephiroth and kind of revolving and like just pulled from Aerith, and still connected to Aerith though. Another, if I bring back the squares, because this is supposedly to represent the physical and spiritual realms, you can see that Cloud is able, or his orbit is crossing into the physical realm and into the spiritual realm, and Cloud is the only person, the only one able to travel between both planes of both planes, the spiritual plane and the physical plane. Cloud is the only one that's able to retain that physical form within both, and that's very important to me, because what I wanted to just to take a moment to say in this video is that Zack is not ever in the physical world. All the worlds that he travels to, it's all within the spiritual realm. They're all spiritual worlds. They're all consciousness created within the life stream. When he is fighting alongside Cloud, that's at the edge of creation. And with that being said, the edge of creation, for all I know, could be on the outside of this circle, right? I don't freaking know, man. The edge of creation could be literally on the outer circle, and it's in the middle of space-time. I don't know what's going on there. That's not this kind of video. I don't know what that theory is right now. But it's not on the physical plane. It's not in the real world. It's within some sort of life stream or space-time or whatever. But Zack never gets to the physical world. That was important to me. And then Aerith, when she comes back to help Cloud, it's within the life stream. And when Cloud is fighting Sephiroth, you can tell that it's all black. It is all black, representing you are in life stream black. But guess what? When Aerith appears, the white whispers come in, and the white takes over. It starts to push that darkness away. So Aerith is able to just make her presence known. You strike her down, and she comes back more powerful than you could possibly imagine. So she comes back and helps Cloud out within the edge of creation, the life stream, or whatever you want to call it. She's helping Cloud out there, never returning to the physical world until the end of the game, when seemingly she is walking that physical plane and only Cloud can see her. I think Cloud, having coming into contact with the life stream, with hopes and dreams and consciousness, even despair and anger, is able to tread the line between. And he's on the physical plane, seeing the spiritual realm as well, which is wild.
So what if spiritual energy doesn't distinguish between our real, lived memories and the unrealized desires buried deep in our hearts? What if coming into contact with that energy allowed us to peer through the looking glass, so to speak?
You can see the blue dot is literally, it's treading the line between, right? He is treading the line of the spiritual realm and the physical realm. And the last thing I wanted to add to this video is just a little fun symbol that can be superimposed over top of that, and that is the yin and yang symbol. And of course, I'm referring to Aerith as Lifestream White and Sephiroth as Lifestream Black, and you can see there is a sense of a duality going on there of the darkness and the light within the Lifestream. And that's all I gotta say on this video, so thank you so much for watching. Take care now. Bye bye there.